mid as I would like them to, which means you can take that boiler room territory early, you can get mid wall very early, and from there you can do these like pounce executes, which put a lot of pressure on Boltz and Taco over towards the quad and pit area of the map, and you can really make them sweat. Throw a couple of Molotovs, push them out of position, and they're going to have a rough time because you got Cold Zero on that jungle side with the Arch side, even with the AWP.
Okay.
And Cold Zero is the general of that A-bomb side when it comes to SK. He's the one making the calls. There are two, distinctive setups that they use. Either they are super aggressive with both players towards quad and one player towards Arch, where they really leave apps free, or they play super passive within the site and maybe even let go of pit. And that's something that you can scout a little bit, and if you can get a good read on which out of the two setups are they using, the aggressive one or a passive one, you can make a good adjustment and maybe punish them for it.
Something that NiP really need to look out for here is these boosts that the guys from SK keep doing, just over smokes or around corners. We saw it a lot on Inferno on the quarterfinal
on
against
SK's
Optic.
T side.
On their T side, they do the boost just to look at, I guess we call it barrels, car, and banana. They were using it because the smoke wasn't very deep from the guys from Optic, and they were picking that line. So NiP just need to be ready when they are picking these angles. They are going to be weird boosts coming out from SK.
Okay, keep your eyes on that. So just kind of a summary then for the NiP win conditions. It is take advantage of the passive setup on A, on the T side. What else are we adding to that list?
I wanna see some, courageous plays from NiP early on the T side. I wanna see, pop flash, brute force your way in, try to get the early trades. I don't want to see them, slow, just creeping up and all of that. That may be a sign of them playing a little bit scared. I wanted to take the game to SK early on.
Okay, and we do have a final point each. I'll let you use that however you would choose to, Chad.
I think the fact that we have SK fired up now, they're in the game, that those, whatever they had, the nerves being shaken up, whatever, Fallen's yawning right now, maybe he didn't get much sleep, but the fact of the matter is I think that's going to be shaken off and they're going to come out firing again. I'm going to be leaning towards Cold Zero to have a great map once more.
Yeah, to see if he can replicate a performance so far. He is top of the scoreboard in the server across both maps. Over 50 frags from Cold Zero so far.
I'm just hoping now someone from SK has a good round early on to maybe wake Fallen up a little bit, because he doesn't seem too excited for this game just yet. So maybe, do something crazy so that he will, let's get it on.
Who you got, Yanka? Who's winning it?
SK.
Yeah.
2 for SK. No hope for NiP. I don't know. That first map kind of got me all hyped up. But then again, FaZe SK does sound like a dream.
That is the dream. We still have a long way to get there. I think we'll upset a lot of fans in the arena with
if we even get there.
Yeah.
That's right. We do have, of course, another semi-final coming up. Cloud9 and FaZe will be taken to the stage, but we need to find out who's going to be making their way to the grand final. Will it be the NiP or will it be SK Gaming? Let's jump in with your casters. Henry G and Sadakis, take it home.
So a battle of thieves as they steal each other's map. NiP SK map 3 Inferno. It's not been what SK have expected when Inferno was brought back into that pool. They haven't been as dominant as the previous iteration, which may give NiP a chance.
We haven't seen NiP on it in a while though, and SK Gaming have played it this tournament. Know they're strong. They managed to take that Optic earlier on. As we get into the pistol, will be NiP starting on the CT side here. Of course, SK with 3 sets of armor, a couple of smokes to work with, not going aggressively towards Banana like most teams will. Should be saving those smokes and maybe committing fully towards the A side here. It's a very passive hold from NiP as they hold right back in the bomb side. It's only Exist that's got any sort of mid-control as Fur lies in wait in the boiler room.
One of SK's most famous losses on land when they were on map points came on this map due to over-aggression. It was a catalyst, perhaps, of why Boltz fits back into this roster. We'll see if those improvements can push them over the edge. So far, it pushes them easily into the pistol round. Aggression required on the T side, and Fallen and Boltz finding frags that go unanswered. Cold goes the other direction, opposite and against the currents to catch off rotations. It works well, except for Rez, who manages to get back in behind, but only 1 kill, and down he goes. SK take the round.
Really nice smokes there from SK Gaming. Nice default to kick things off, wait for the CT aggression to come through, establish themselves in the apartments, smoke towards the library and the arch as well. They focused on the quad, come out of the apartments, nailed the shots, lots of trade potential there, and nothing the CTs could do about that one. They held strong with the crossfires on the bomb side. That is couldn't nail the shots required, and all be SK going up 1-0 here in the third and final map. Again, NiP not force buying in the second round. I love this approach from them. You still have the potential to win the round, but you're not using all of your money. As Fur, aggressive of course, pushes towards the top of Banana. Will be smoking CT spawn. This doesn't look like a final commitment, but he's just trying to see if he can open things up with a cheeky kill with that map 10, and then his teammates will see what's available after that.
Trying to get the headshots for Get Right, of course. Tries about 3 or 4 times. The one time he actually has vision of Get Right is when he decides to go for the nade, as fate would have it.
Hello.
Decent shot, Rez.
Here we go again. Opening things up with those Deagles. It's a 5-on-4. Fur goes down. Did have the Mac 10 to work with there, but obviously won't be obtained at this stage by the CT forces. We have the bomb at the top of Banana and Taco watching for flanks in middle. 3 players towards the A side. Bolts fully commits towards B here. Smoke towards CT spawn and is at the res to hit another shot.
Does it instead. Bolts doubles up as well as he turns around and realizes Get Right wanted back in through the smoke. There's the advantage now with the SK side as Cold goes for the plant behind the coffins. Kraken just waits to see if anyone will push back through CT. Not likely that they will. And Exist has gone all the way down toward the lower side of middle. But isn't exactly in a position to take advantage of exit frags yet. Might get toward the bottom of Banana, but they don't need to exit anywhere beyond that because of the HP. So SK go up 2-0 and carry over 4 weapons in doing so. First time we've seen SK start out with a pistol win, and therefore a different approach for what we've seen for the gun rounds. It's not like they're waiting for an early buy. T-side winning a pistol means that they can afford to hold over the SMGs, because the M4s won't come out as quickly.
Quite a clean round there for SK after losing the first pick. They finally commit towards B and manage to hit every single shot there. Like we said, NiP didn't fully force into the round, so they will have defuse kits, utility, potentially even the AWP in the first gun round. But for now, it will be the full eco here. Nothing really purchased at all. We have a 3 PD50s, Forest of a Deagle, and there is a flash, but they'll head towards middle and maybe just flash through it and see if they can get maybe 1 or 2 kills here. It's unlikely. The flashbang has been expended, and they'll actually manage to push them into the corner. This could get interesting here. Get Right gets 1, but maybe that'll be it, as 3 kills will come in favor of SK.
Decent find, Cold Zero. Continues to swing around the corner. Goes to the pistol instead. That's fine.
Bit of a bonus situation on our hands next round, Matt. We've got the UMPs there, the Mac 10 for Cold Zero as well. Bonus round, for anyone who's not familiar, means that you take this lesser weaponry into what should be a full gun round, because you've had so much success in the previous round. So,
and specifically, well, typically applied with the SMGs that reward a higher kill bonus as well. So not only do you spend less, you get a return on your investment, and if you win it, you can potentially pick up weapons that you don't have to buy. So there's all sorts of bonuses.
You don't even have to win this round necessarily. Sure, it'd be amazing to do so, but if you bring it down to a 1v2, something like that, and lose the round with the bomb going down, you cripple the CT economy in that sense, and then you come back with a full buy, and they're on the ropes to when you can really deliver the haymaker after that. And it will be 3-0 for SK. We'll take a little pause here as Draken pulls out the sniper rifle, of course, the AWP. They've got that 1 kit. They've got incendiaries and smokes as well. This certainly is a bit of a bonus round. The Mac 10 will be in the hands of Cold Zero. I'll have a look at helmets as well. It's always an important factor with these SMGs. It's Draken, the only player without the helmet. That's the benefit, of course, of not force buying in the second round. Both teams have a chance to discuss their approach. Usually with this sort of round, you're going to be doing something very fast and getting in their faces as a 5-man unit instead of any sort of defaults into splits. That's what you'll be planning on doing. As the unpause comes through, I would say Banana is obviously very viable. Very fast-paced, and we'll see where they decide to go. Usually nading the top with the double grenades and then trying to fall into the bomb site.
Draken gets toward top mid. He actually got there quick enough that he could have gone for a peek, but elected not to. Was waiting for flashes, holds the tight angle. Oh, it's dead. A go for situation as he takes a quick peek and then ducks his head again. No shot landing. Draken has to fall off and therefore go toward the arch because he can't afford to repeak if he's drawn that much attention to himself. More so, no one able to trade. Deep smoke in Banana will at least leave Rez and give Get Right a chance to rotate over early. That'll stack up on the arch side with 2 members of NiP. Taco and Fur. They'll hold inside of the apartments.
At this point, this default main objective, get apartments control. That's already been done. They have lost Banana for now. It's Rez holding strong at the top by the barrels. Expended all of his utility though as a flashbang comes in towards that position. Molotovs to flush anyone out close range by the logs, and indeed the cubby hole. Get Right will join Rez towards the site itself. We still have 4 smokes available for the T-side. They're trying to bleed out NiP the best they can. It's Forest and Exist with the remaining utility. If they do go towards B, the T-side that is, they'll have nothing to really hold them off. It'll just be down to pure firepower. But for now, we're going towards middle. Smokes down, similar to what we saw in the pistol.
Great angle. Couldn't get far enough forward to find it, as they did rear their heads just beyond the smoke. It was, I think, a bit of cautious and timid of flashes being thrown his direction. Bolts down immediately. I was going to say, leads the charge toward B on like a little bit of range. Good boost. Rez already up, flames down again. They go for the deep Molotov, but they don't cover orange's one this time. It may not matter when they walk in. It may not matter because they don't walk in at all. They get shut down. Let's get right and Rez find the kills. Just Cold 0 remaining. Make it expensive. As you talked about, they'll still be able to buy in the next round. So any kill Cold gets is beneficial, but at this point, stay alive as well because 9 seconds, or 9 HP, excuse me, 0 seconds.
Indeed.
Needs to get some money back.
Well, as towards the B side they went, like I said, the NiP side had no utility to hold them off, but that boost was really well timed. The fact they got it on the new boxes there, it means you're safe from the flashbangs and the Molotovs deployed at that particular area. It's unlikely the T's checker and all the chaos is kicking off, so that's really well done. But you're absolutely correct when you say that it's a bonus round and they was trying to cause damage there. Now the game really begins. The AKs are out, the AWP have fallen as well. It's 3-1. It's SK trying to shut down the economy of NiP, getting a full reset here. As we have aggression once more. Get right and Rez dominating the top of Banana here, using one of their smokes to get right down there, clear every single angle out. And Rez has been playing phenomenally so far. 24 kills in the previous map. His teammates couldn't keep up. We'll see if he can have a similar performance here on Inferno.
First map was slower, but everyone else was contributing. It was the opposite on the second map, and I think if you're NiP, you'd take the former rather than the latter because they won the first map. Rez might have solo carried last game, but it wasn't really enough at 16-8. First shots exchanged. Bolts down on one side, Rez on the other. Ops both still alive and well. Cold does not. Get right finds it on the M4. Another shutdown play for Get Right as he gets aggressive inside of an end. Not to be caught out though. They send Draken to go op versus op, and it seems like he's finally winning duels again, or at least the first one on this map. It wasn't quite as good on Cash as it was on Overpass between the two ops. At least not from an NiP perspective as Fur goes back to try and recover the bomb.
Yeah, he's got a task ahead of him. Smoke will be deployed in front of it, so he should be absolutely fine here. NiP don't really have to contest this. They've got the man advantage, but still, this is dangerous. Draken with a slight gap in that smoke will give up his position and suggest he's still there. And they're going to book it back towards the A bomb site. They might have a slight advantage, you know. There's only one player waiting in the pit. That's going to be Get Right. He'll drop an incendiary, which buys some time. Attackers having none of it. Pushes through the flames and trying to isolate him, but Forrest comes out on top there. M4A1 in hand, gets both frags. And makes it look very easy indeed. Tries to buy himself some time with the incendiary. It actually funnels them towards him as they're running out of time. And that's 2 in a row for NiP with no bomb going down. And I think we have one final buy now for SK. It won't be the best. There'll be a couple of compromises here. I can see 2 AK-47s, now 3 with 2 CZ-75s.
And that was classic. 2 players down, bombs in Banana, but even if something goes wrong, just anchor the pit. You've already got the numbers matched, at least on B. Forrest never leaves. They head back that direction, and he's got all the angles covered off. So traditional, it works. NiP find a second round. SK still going to force back in with what they can, but 2 pistols only has fallen. He's one of them, having bought up an IEWP last round. Heavy investment. Speaking of, Draken still has his as he peeks toward alt middle. Didn't quite have a spawn this time to go aggressive. And SK split up across the map.
Been a very slow-paced game so far. No crazy rushes, but this will be the B execution from what I can see. We have got 3 players at the top here with smokes available. They're trying to bait out any final utility from Get Right and Rez.
Only 1 Molotov, though. SK seemingly slowing their pace. They were famous, they and Na'Vi, for being extremely slow with banana control.
Yes, indeed. And very good at the set executions with the set smokes, Molotovs, flashbangs. Hasn't really been part of their wheelhouse in recent months on Inferno.
Rush is over, smoke down, Cold. One of the 3 AKs wants to lead, Fallen flashed off, has to fall back now. They've left the lurk, which is unsurprising, perhaps it's expected in many ways in Taco, as he's going to try and cut off rotations. He has an AK, that leaves 2 AKs to take the site, and Rez and Get Right to defend, both toward new box. No boost this time for Rez. He'll stay oranges too as he gets a little bit closer. In fact, swings out early. Get Right down, they know where Rez is. Good trade. He found his second kill surprisingly on the Bolt before swinging to try and find Cold and Taco. He makes contact, but realizes his teammates need the weapon, and he's got 17 HP. Fur's able to add to the arsenal, is picking up a 3rd AK-47 to wait for the rotations will be beneficial, but the smokes are gone. There is no further utility, and Draken can post and hold the angle as they get closer. Tries to bait out a shot with the decoy. No one peeks off of it. Clever tactic, but it doesn't work. And Fur's got to line up. Taco's got a lurk lane. He swings around, and it pays off for SK.
Nice little B split there. Taco showing a lot of presence towards the arch side as his team fully committed. Stopping the rotations, buying his teammates some time at that point as well. He goes down low HP, but at least he gets the information. No one can come from Banana. Everyone can focus towards the ruins and CT spawn area. That's exactly what Fur does, and he delivers the goods there with 2 headshots with the AK-47. Draken can't save the AWP. And you're right, that decoy idea, dropping the decoy on the floor near the AWP player, it baits out a shot. Maybe make someone force and come out of the new boxes or something like that. But wasn't meant to be, and it looks like we might have an NiP eco at this point. We have got 6k on Draken, but it's not the same story for everyone else here. Just to note, we've got Exist on 0 and 6, very early days, but the in-game leader lagging behind a little bit here. As we enter round number 7, this should be... Oh, I was about to say an eco. NiP looks like they're going for it, map. So it's 1-0 for Draken. UMPs, CZ's coming out. They had 6k on Draken. This is such an investment from them. Final buy comes through. 3 pistols, 1 SMG, and the AWP. We have to follow Draken here and see what he's capable of doing. Towards apartments, it seems. Does he commit all the way toward the steps or just hold this angle?
Rez is aggressive, but bolts with the boost. Is he spotted? No. But if Rez slips underneath and the booster's not ready for it, he can actually get at least 1 kill out of this relatively easily. In fact, as that smoke dissipates, he's going to spot Bolt's head sooner. He gets off the boost, but he's still there, and Rez is trying to line it up. He wants to make sure it's perfect. The Deagle's not always the most accurate gun in the game, and he's got trigger discipline to find one. Second one's harder, but they'll double peek, and he does find it in the end. He'll go down to Fallen, but Get Right is there to trade. Perfect start to the round for NiP. And look at the weapons they've got to work with now. Get Right has the AK. Draken still anchors toward A as well with the op. That's going to slow their approach, and therefore they can start to lurk up in behind. This is big.
It absolutely is. It's Forrest coming behind them. 2 guaranteed kills and nails the first shot. Draken to finish it off with the AWP. The force spike gamble is successful for NiP, with Rez once again delivering a magnificent round there, negating his way through the smokes towards a locked position. 2 players in front of him, and you're right, these are some of the scariest shots you have to take with a Desert Eagle. We questioned whether he would be able to hold his nerve on the big stage, but these kind of plays suggest he definitely can. Well played. He gets NiP back in the game.
And believe it or not, the missed shot from Draken was enough to benefit, because as soon as they heard the op and pit, or near about, backed off, and it gave Forrest the exact positioning he needed as they fell back and into his clutches, walking out from Boiler. Very good positional rounds. Shots from Rez, and we find ourselves 4-3 and a timeout called.
Very close game so far. Looks like we do have another buy available for SK here. Are they all in as well? Trying to dish out equal treatment here. Forrest on camera, of course. Quite the showman. And it's one of those tactical purchases we've been talking about all week. So they're not force buying or even partially buying into this one. It's just Cold Zera. Feels like he can find an opening here. So he's gone all in. And he's going to be on pistol next round if they do lose it. But it's certainly worth a gamble. If he can get the opening pick here, maybe find an M4, take down the AWPer, something could happen from the back of that. So we'll see whether he can open things up here. As we enter round number 8, he'll be at the bottom of middle for now, waiting for any AWPers to take a peek from the boiler room.
P250. If they get that close, this Fallen already pre-smokes over toward Library. Gets below BMW. I call it BMW because the emblem on the wall.
Okay.
Slightly reminiscent. Draken falls off, is forced off the angle. That leaves some room for the bees to swarm. The sight cold with the 1 AK creates an opening. Awkward exchange for Get Right. Had to win that as well, because if they were wrapping around with this smoke down and they win all of the exchanges toward Arch, the players inside of the site are sitting inside the bear trap that's closing down on them. Bolts at least cover off 1 kill and get back an M4, but the kills did slow accordingly.
It looks like the round is secure at this point. Got a bit scary there, especially towards the Library. Taco might get 1 more kill here, but he is burning alive, down to 3 HP. He still has a chance in this one, albeit a small one, but there is some hope. 25 seconds remaining. He will be able to pick up the bomb. If he can isolate one of these players and outduel them, he has a chance. Oh, he goes towards B. He could plant here. Forrest is aware of it. So Exist will be able to take him down as he peeks from middle. And it will be tying things up 4-4. Taco, decent attempt there. If he didn't take maybe so much damage in the flames, could have stood a chance. But that's a tactical purchase. Remember, that wasn't a full investment, so we expect Cold Zera to be a little bit further behind in money, but he should be able to get the AK out still with armor, so he had a little bit more than his teammates in the previous. And we enter round number 9. All power for Draken. SK spread relatively thin here with Fallen on the Galil. No AWP for him this time. He is having quite a quiet game, and only 2 frags posted after 8 rounds.
Shots out and exist. Will cover off as Draken falls away. Additional smoke deployed toward top middle, but Fur doesn't have to worry about that smoke from inside of Boiler. Just has to hold the angle. A contest for real estate at Banana, won so far by NiP with a smoke that is deep. They will not leave a solo player. Whereas in Get Right, both stay near to the barrels. Spotted. Fallen just got there, I think, just before he was able to jump over, sees the shoulder. Good response, therefore, by Rez. They get aggressive on Banana. That'll start to funnel them, but there's no guarantee they have to commit to the funnel because lots of time to go back and evaluate Banana. Meanwhile, though, with smokes on either side, Taco at least wants to get underneath of the wall.
I'm loving the aggression from the CTs towards Banana. As soon as they lose that part of the map, they're fighting back, and so's Draken. 2 orb shots with the AWP, can't find the third. But he gives NiP quite the advantage at Get Right, coming with the rotation calls. They're aware of it, looking towards OT steps, and it's Vert to open up the A-bomb site even further. 2-on-2 now as he commits with the flashbang here. Rez to defend. He's been hot so far. Can he maybe find this round for NiP? It looks likely as he takes down Fur.
Great recovery from Rez in terms of position. He was a little bit aggressive, hoping that they would win out the exchanges. When they lost Forest, he had to run to get behind a box, and it catches them off, but it's down to the one-on-one. And Get Right was not detected by Cold on the flank the first time around, so Cold's not going to know, but he has great position, and Get Right has to make a noise dropping. That reveals that he's on the right side. As Cold to cover the angle. It's a common position, which gives Get Right a bit of a chance to pre-fire the peak. But it's still hard to get the lineup right toward the headshot, and Cold pre-fires instead. Shadow showed, and he's able to find it to give SK the round.
So well done by Cold. Zera, cool as a cucumber, holding in the corner. Get Right knew exactly where he was, but he didn't want to take the challenge there. The flashbang comes in, it's perfect. He's waiting for the reaction for Cold Zera to maybe spray and make a mistake, but he makes him look a little bit foolish towards the end. Get Right just couldn't find the shot there. Gets out dueled, and it will be 5-4 in favor of SK, and they've broken the money down for NiP. You can see the heartbreak on Get Right's face there. It was such an important round for him. His teammate Draken gets 2 frags and sets it up for a realistic situation, but it wasn't enough. Cold Zera with the opening frag, of course it's him. And now the full eco should be quite a clean procedure for the SK side.
Cold and Taco starting it off. Draken the last to find, building up the back in the SK start to this game. It's hard to believe we're only on round 10. Running the clock rather deep pretty much every single round.
Yeah, very slow and methodical game. SK not giving anything away here, no rushes, not throwing caution to the wind, they're making sure every round counts. And we'll have the lead for now, 6-4 on the T side of Inferno. The final map, if you're just joining us, winner of this one goes to the grand final. Well, they'll be playing either FaZe or Cloud9. I hope we've got some Cloud9 fans in the audience today. A few of them.
Well, cheer loud because FaZe are a whole different animal. As of late, bit of a struggle towards Epicenter. 2 previous wins were dominant. They haven't been as dominant in the group stage here either, so maybe some hope in that. You see the BMW looking up there. Draken finds for a good start off for NiP. Speaking of finals, this a rematch of last year's at this time.
NiP, it's hard to believe that they're the current champions of this event. It's such a huge and prestigious one that NiP in the last year or so, you just wouldn't think they'd have that sort of accolade, but they absolutely did it against SK in this arena.
And SK, the current champions of IEM, our last stop was Sydney,
yeah.
Believe it or not, 6 months ago or thereabout. They won that event. Of course, Katowice was won by Astralis. Believe it or not, Astralis haven't won much since then. We don't talk about a slump as often with them because they're not as inconsistent and they typically make it into the top 4, but through Exist finds the kill. G2's won an event more recently than Astralis even, despite us talking more critically of them.
Good work by Forest.
Yeah, excellent peek out to find Cold trying to get up on top and boost it over top of the hay bales. It gives the advantage firmly now to NiP after starting off with the Draken pick, and there's really not been any footing for SK in this round. Finally, Bolts will swing out to get Draken, but it's still a very timid approach because they have to worry about the pit and Forest inside of it. As they do that, they're distracted, they're preoccupied, and Exist will walk out. 2 quick kills on a UMP, not bad.
3 kills for Exist. You're absolutely right, not bad at all. Gets the flank perfectly there. The UMP always going to be deadly at close range, and they had no idea he was coming. It's 6-5, and we have got a pause coming in once again. That's why the game has felt a little bit long-winded. We've had very slow, methodical rounds. Everyone using their pauses, of course. It's the final map of the best of 3 for a berth in the grand final. You've got 4 pauses available to you. You're going to be using them. As we'll have a look at the economic situation. We do have money for Escape, not much though. It's far beneath $2,000, Fallen beneath 4, but they can certainly buy into this one. It won't be a strong buy. That's been the problem for them, and Fallen hasn't really managed to sink his teeth into this half just yet. 3 kills in total after 11 rounds. It's a difficult map for the T-side AWPers. Unless you're having an absolute lights-out game and you're just getting that confidence and running up banana and finding the shots, it can be difficult to have mid-round impact. He might be focusing now towards the AK-47 instead, feeling like the AWP's not really working for him. So the final buy comes through. SK with 4 AK-47s. Taco with a rare appearance of the Tech 9. And we'll see whether he can get anything going with that whatsoever. It's a weapon that was nerfed and seemed to have dropped off the face of the planet with the CZ having such a rise in notoriety.
Rez unable to connect. He's struggling to get authoritative positions, but yet we say that, and there's still up to 6 rounds T-side to start it off again. Draken's the one to lead off in the round. He did so last time finding the opening pick. This time he does even one better than that.
2 players go down. They drop the incendiary and the HE grenades just to allow him to retreat there. Job done for him. Changing position up, and it's Exist boost on the quad. He'll get one. Forest backing him up. The teamwork is looking very, very good for NiP right now. Funneling them there towards the middle, and the boost was just perfect there. It's Fur left in a 5 versus 1. This round's over. He won't be causing any damage here, and it's a chance for NiP to really start swelling their bank accounts and be secure for the rest of the half.
Absolutely. So break down SK again. They've gotten the 6 rounds, 3 of them
Oh!
obviously due to pistol. That boy, get right. Why don't you just build up your bank, as you said, Henry? That's some good ROI. $1,500, and gets in the minds of SK as well.
Yeah, that's very good. Might not be required to get a knife in towards the boiler room there, but it certainly sends a message out. 6-6, we're all tied up again. It's the full eco indeed for SK. They bring out the Tech 9. Deagle, P250s, not really much else to speak of though. This is looking good for NiP. Once again, lost the pistol, but fighting back in the gun rounds. Exist opens things up, takes down bolts. And they don't have to work too hard for this one. They've ascertained that it is indeed a full eco. The bomb goes down in the apartments. Forest takes care of that. And it's landed right on his doorstep. And he'll just post up and call for the rotations at this stage.
Yeah, thanks for the bomb. I'll happily hold on to that as Get Right goes searching and finding as well. Full just walks directly toward him. Taco. Tech 9 for Taco, Hank. There's one for you.
Yeah, it's nice to see it's still alive. Felt like it's been removed from the game.
Certainly didn't have much effect against Get Right. Back-to-back-to-back rounds for NiP, and they'll find themselves on 7-6. Money brought back out for SK as we get toward the end of the half. That trend died, I think, at a couple events ago when it was super annoying last time, but apparently it's back.
Don't encourage them. It will be round number 14. A faster approach from SK here. Like we said, very slow, methodical approach towards Banana so far. It's Draken who's been great so far. Opens up the initial pick once again. Rez chimes in with 2 kills from the AK-47. The B rush completely locked down. And it will be the 5-on-2 as Fur tries to recover from the boiler room. He'll get nothing done here. What a defense that was. The first time Draken's really shown any sort of presence towards B. He gets the opening shot. They try and rush and take him down. But the AK-47 of Rez is too strong. The young blood of NiP performing very well in this round.
Good shot from Forest at the graveyard. Furgon, just Taco left, and NiP sweeping the backside of the half now, convincing as well. 5 players staying alive, this time against guns. Just to confirm, there's only been 1 kill over the last 4 rounds for SK, as the virgin mating call has returned to our audience.
Matt becomes the villain. That's a plot twist. Round number 15, the CZs will come out. Mac 10s, no R8s, I'm afraid. As we enter the final round of the first half, NiP looks set to win it. Incendiaries all over the map.
Get right. Oh, timing off. Nearly gets caught out. Might as well end it perfect. 1 kill in the last 4. Why not make it 5? Not much weapons to work with. For the UMP is going to have to be pretty impressive. And I think, unfortunately for him, that's going to have to wait because of flames at his feet. Wouldn't want to push through, being the only one with the gun. Draken finds cold. You at least get trade potential if they want anything at all out of this for SK. So 9-6, if they can pull it back, is impressive from NiP.
Yeah, absolutely. Another pistol going against them now, right? There's another 3-0 there to recover from. I think that's happened on every map pretty much. I think they've won 1 pistol so far. But either way, it will be the 5-4 cold 0 going down. And there's never good news. Only a UMP and a Mac 10 to try and recover this situation. They've got the bomb towards B right now. Bolts and Taco there. It's Fallen and Fur to try and split between the bomb sites. Forrest hits a nice shot, the AK-47. Get Right's not moving at all. We'll get 1, but the bomb not spotted yet, so surely they're not going to rotate. The rest didn't see them sneak through, and Taco's going to capitalize at that point. 3 on 3. Now they've got a real chance.
Absolutely do. It's one way to get inside of a bomb site. They haven't gone B very often, surprisingly as well, because, and interestingly enough, a lot of teams haven't on the new iteration. Because once you're inside, it's so easy to hold off the retake. It's exactly what NiP is tasked with. They do have 2 flashes, no smokes, but 3 kits. As Draken starts to babysit exist over his shoulder, but a smoke down, he won't have the angle on the AWP. It comes to Get Right instead, who will start from Ruins. He's got a clear line of sight toward Nubox, but peeking in flames. So close to his position. Good shot, bolts to take exist. It's been a while since we've said his name. It's been a while since they've gotten many kills at all. Draken finds his way back in. Oh, and Taco as well. He knows where Fallen is. Fallen just found a kill previously, and he's trying to throw the gun to beat him. Oh, shot it! Draken's got it, but the time is gone. It will still go to SK.
Amazing attempt there. The bomb is too far gone. But SK Gaming will steal the round away with Mac 10s, UMPs, and pistols. It was just down the timing there. Taco sneaks by the smoke, manages to get through, and around they had the advantage as well. We've still got a great game on our hands. It's going to be 8-7. We'll find out who's the victor, making their way to the grand final after this break.
So for the 3rd straight map, Henry, it is 8-7 at half. That has the writing on the wall to be a phenomenal series, and it certainly has been. However, the first 2 maps, when you got to those halves, fell apart for one respective team. In the first map, NiP swept out their second half, and then it was SK to return serve. Now it's Inferno. It should go down to the wire.
Absolutely should. 8-7 once again. We'll head into the final half of this semi-final. It's NiP on the T side, of course, with 4 sets of armor, only 1 smoke. So we'll see where they decide to head here. They'll be pushing up towards middle. The bomb's there as well. First frag should be coming in NiP's favor. Bolts goes down. They're fully committing. Like raging boards, they go around towards quad. Res Draken chime in, and it will be a 5-on-2 situation. Fallen and Fur to try and at least attempt the retake.
Fast plan for Draken. Rightfully so, having swiftly taken over the side on the NiP side. Fallen and Fur. And Get Right's going to be trying to charge forward and get aggressive. His timing's slightly off, though. They snuck through the arch as he wrapped around. Now, that might favor him late if he can get onto the heels of Fur, and he will fast enough.
Hello.
He's going to get another one. He's looking for a second. He's not sure. Hesitant,
Oh, no.
and the crowd's giving it away. He's realized he's turned around, and that's going to cost Get Right, which may cost them more because they've lost kills in the meantime. A free one gone, and it's down to a 1 versus 2, and he's going to try and hold this, but immediately they go back to knives, and Exist finds the kill. That could have gotten very awkward.
Yeah.
As Fur with experience knows exactly what that means.
To be careful, those knife decisions got a little bit dicey there as the smoke came on top of the bomb. If he had the kit as well, maybe something else could have happened there. But a very fast round there, smoking towards the outside, sticking as a 5-man unit that is snowballing frags at this point. Res and Draken, great job. That's advantage NiP, 1 step closer to making it to the grand final, defending their championship. A real force buy here from SK. They get a couple of players with deagles and body armor, but the rest of them relatively modest.
Modest indeed. NiP get the pistol. It's been a back and forth affair for pistols. Actually lost track of what the pistol score is. I think it is 3-2 in the series. Now in favor of NiP. I'd have to check back on that. They've been so close.
SK have got
yeah,
more.
you're right. I think you're right, because the first game SK found both, so you're right in
They
saying
got both
so.
on cash as well, I think.
I have to look at that. But either way, there's been some ecos that have thrown me for a loop on it, so they have to be careful on the NiP side this time. AK-47s both Exist and Draken, but inside of the sight flashes off, and Rez has depleted all of his ammo before such time that he can find first. So with 2 HP and a blinding flash, chance to go for a repeat and find a kill. Rez wants to jump across. Does some damage to Fallen as he does so, but he'll fall away inside of the smoke. And Get Right finds him inside of it. There was a slight gap, and he was up close.
Should be quite the easy round now. 5-on-3. Bolts slow. Try and save their armor, perhaps. They've got 2 deagles to C's edge. You might as well just hold on to it. Might seem a little bit silly just holding on to pistols, but the fact you have armor as well means you get a second bite of the cherry into the next round and have a chance to make them at least cause some damage there. So, NiP should be giving anyone up here. They don't have to go hunting here. Threat's one of the coaches that have been trying to whip them into shape in the form of you don't have to go hunting for the frags every single time. If they do take you down, you've got the AK, you've got the armor. That's $3,700 of equipment. You kill one of them, they've got a deagle body armor. It doesn't really make sense to go hunting for them. Let them save it. You still have a huge advantage going into the next round. That's exactly what will happen here. No one will go towards the A-bomb site. SK will keep hold of their pistols. And we've had double digits for NiP at this point.
So pistols are 2-0 SK 2 or 1-1-1-1. So 4-2 overall for SK in the series.
Yeah, well there we go.
I just had them confirm that in production for me. But 10-7 is the scoreline, that for NiP. So pistols, not an indication of the overall scoreline, naturally. And a pause called by Force that will now be brought to life. Round for SK to sit back and wait for bringing out guns. Damage done to Draken early on.
With the body armor and the pistols, something could happen with this. SK Gaming certainly have the potential to find those 1-deags. You've got Cold Zera, Bolts, Fur with deagles, and we'll see if they can open things up here at all. One of the quietest games of Fallen we've had this tournament. Hasn't really had that high impact of the AWP as of yet, but the CT side now, that's when he can do his most devastating work. Just needs to get to that point where the AWP comes out. He'll be fully AK this round, of course. Molotovs deployed. And I think just want to make sure they stay as a 5-man unit. Have that trade potential. That's always got to be the motto of these anti-eco rounds. No one can enter a choke point by himself.
Taco playing close to trade at top middle if he needs to, but also has his back turned toward the apartments. That may not matter. They're smoked off, and they've already found the entrance. On the other side of mid, bold cold, I'll give you that. Tries to catch them as they run back, but it won't matter. He goes down as well. 5 players still alive and well. Bolt is going to try and catch them with nades in their hands. He's going to find one, but Forrest is still gunned and ready. And it is just Taco to go 11-7 for NiP. And then the gun's drawn for SK.
Taco might as well save the armor. Have a little look at his position right now. He's got 100 armor. You don't have to, but if you have 100 armor going to the next round, you can upgrade it for $350, Matt. Bit of advice. If you're trying to save money,
Yeah, so
as long as it's 100 armor.
Exactly.
As long as it's full.
Just to note as well, similar to what we saw from Rez in the last game with him hard carrying and being well ahead of his teammates. Cold's on 14, the next is on 9. He's the only one in double digits, and Taco is struggling again.
Yeah.
He's on 6 for 12.
Absolutely is. And that's Rez at the top of the scoreboard, of course, 17 kills. And this will be the round in the bag. NiP now homing in on the victory. They are looking like the stronger team, especially towards the end of that first half. It was SK that stole it away with pistols towards the end to make it 8-7, but now at 11 rounds, NiP trying to fend off the buy of SK. Bonus situation again. We described this in the first half. You save the SMGs from your second and third anti-eco rounds, and then you have a chance to find unarmored heads here of the SK side. There's only one of those available, but Fallen, he's got the AWP. Watch out for that. As I said, quiet game so far, but he can come to life on the CT side. That's when he has options to change position every single round, go aggressive, and try and open things up for his team. No defuse kits, just a no. That's a bit of a problem.
A massive problem. Well, could prove to be.
Yeah.
So they've got to get the task of opening the site first. 3 SMGs to try and do so. They'll clear out Cubby. And actually legs the jumper. Rez gets tagged to 15 HP. As he timed his shot into the flash. All to Banana. Fast play. SMG is hoping to take advantage. Fur just started the peak. That's exactly when they go, and it's when he gets blinded up. Thankfully, Fallen had his vision still. He's able to pop back out. And Exist goes down. It's not Rez they sent first, which you might have expected having him so low on HP. So they're going nowhere fast inside of Banana.
The advantage for now, but this will be a B play. They've lost control of the map elsewhere. Fallen will miss a shot. Ball back as Incendiaries. Flashbangs being deployed, but it doesn't matter. Third delivering the headshots. Takes down Rez, trying to find Fallen some space here. He can't do it. The UMP takes him down. Remember, this is the bonus round, and one that's working out for NiP. The UMP doing a tremendous amount of work now. As the bomb goes down, the retake will begin. Remember, no kits.
No kits, and an AWP picked up for Draken. It won't be posted inside of Banana. Instead, they're trying to post it up so that it can see into CT as the smoke dissipates, and already without the smokes, they're going to have problems. Cold is going to be in the open. As soon as Draken wants to peek, they're transferring though. Interestingly, late transfer toward Emo with both players because they didn't see anyone at CT, and I think they wanted the angle for Banana. They expected no one to be there in the end, but now they are, and it's not even out. It's down. There's nothing Bolts can do to get away from inside of Ruins. Draken finds the kill, and it's a 13th round for NiP.
A 12th round for NiP. But now SK Gaming with just Eagles. It was the bonus situation there. NiP win that round. They're in such a fabulous position going forward. It's Get Right there. Gets the job done there with the UMP. Finds 2 of them. Fallen only gets 1 kill. It wasn't quite good enough. An attempt there. He actually legs Taco as he crosses over. That's quite nice. In terms of the overall buy for SK, we've got 2 Deagles, a CZ, and a couple of flashbangs. It's unlikely to get much done here, but there's always a possibility.
For good shot. Tunnel vision. He tracked it down like a boulder red toward Exist. Rez will at least get it back. Taco tag, but good early damage from the pistols, at least to find 1 kill. I called 13 last time. I apologize. It's 12-7. Slow the pace, march wide open, double face toward the top of Banana. Fully blind was Rez, but still tried to take the fight and have the support for Forrest to do so. Fallen will therefore take guard safely towards CT, but doesn't really have anything to work with, just the USP.
Absolutely. 50 seconds here. They managed to bring it back to a 4-on-4. Presumably finishing at the B-bomb site. Smokes down towards spawn. Coffins as well. Molotov in, flash over, trade out frag. This should be quite a simple procedure. Sure, they lost the first kill here. But Forrest, he's got a new Molotov, it seems. I haven't seen this one before.
That's Emo.
That's quite cool, the fact he gets all the way in the back there. Eradicates the risk completely.
Decent indeed. That is very, very cool to go in. such a burrowed position. Bolts is still boosted. They didn't check it on the way by. They still don't get right. Somehow finds the kill in the end, thankfully. Meanwhile, they did lose Rez to Taco. Just 3 aside, but with no kits. Armor on Taco with 18 HP and just pistols. It really will just be about finding the guns that are A, down a banana, and B, anything further that they want to contest, which won't be much considering they're walking in from CT. They'll try and trade off of each other, but a good crossfire established from NiP, and it's all for naught.
Yeah, it's NiP with the 13th round at this point, and they'll keep 3 players alive as well. So NiP fending them off for so long here. The overall score in the second half is going to be 5-0. 13-7. Could they do it? Oh, he killed the chicken, I think, Matt. You're a chicken fan, aren't you? You like to protect them?
Listen, I'm only a chicken because I like to protect them because I like to eat them for dinner later.
Ah.
And if they kill them all, I'm going to go hungry.
Well, dead now, of course. We'll keep the track of the chickens as the tournament progresses. And it will be SK with money once again. A double orb set up an Inferno. Can be very powerful indeed. Easy to shut down with the full executions. It normally means an aggressive stance will be coming out of the CT side. It's Fallen and coldzera, of course. Fallen, very quiet game so far. He's right down there at the bottom of Taco and 7 kills. coldzera at the top of 15. Another good performance from him, but is it enough?
A desperate double up. Draken with his is going to get to close angles. So he gets inside of the hallway. Get Right's already cleared off behind him, and now they'll post to see if anyone wants to get aggressive. Will they? In fact, they're just going to rotate him around. So shotgun hop up close to try and get position as Forrest will join Get Right with the same angle. Bolts goes under the atrium. He's got Cold on the opposite side toward Arch to help him, but Taco's preoccupied toward Pit. If they smoke off and isolate, okay, so Bolt's side, I was going to say Cold, they'd have problems. The fact that they haven't smoked that side, though, Cold still posted and Fallen is there as well. Both
Here he comes.
AWPs, and Cold, he goes aggressive to find 2 kills early as well. Draken with 48 and 53 seconds to work with, but there's not much space on the map left for NiP. Go back to where they ended up. They recovered the ball. The Bolts has stepped up. He finds Draken. Tries to transfer back. He will get traded by Get Right, but they need an immediate response toward the Arch side to open up the site. In fact, they're going to go more passive on the CT side and give that to them with the rotation, therefore Fallen. On Speedway, just watching the cross. Doesn't need to put himself in a position of vulnerability. He just wants information and rely on his reactions.
Yeah, he should be able to nail the shot, no problem at all. There it is. Exist goes down. Get Right now trying to cause damage to the financial situation of SK. Unlikely he can win this, but he has got the bomb. Bit of wallbang damage coming through there. Can he find the kill? He can't. coldzera takes him down. So sure, he was never going to win it, but if he takes one of those orbs down, keeps them humble, there's a lot of reset potential there.
I was going to say 4 kills for the Ops too as well. 3 for Cold, 1 for Fallen, so the double op pays off.
Absolutely does. It's coldzera showing us why he is the secondary AWP for this. Oh, you hate to see it. You really do.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
It's going to be a riot. Either way, double AWP setup, of course, once again. NiP money still very, very strong. Incendiaries at Banana to hold them off the start. It looks like it'll work out, at least for one. Rez gets the instant frag back. That's the AWP going down. Fallen having an absolute nightmare here on Inferno. 4 and 4. Technically favors the terrorist side, but Rez, 35 HP, might not be the case. He goes down to even 13 here. Exists, drops to Fur. Rare appearance in the AWP. Both of them hitting shot to Banana. And that should be the round once again. SK start the campaign up the mountain here with a deficit at 13-9, presumably after this round.
13-9. With money still for NiP, call the timeout. You got to solve the double op situation again. Fur picking it up after Fallen goes down, and it catches them off. You find, as you say, a very rare appearance, 2 kills with it. But NiP are going to have to figure out how to deal with the ops early on angles, force them back, and then take advantage of execution late to take sites. 47 seconds. They'll at least convene toward the A site and see if they can get an opening for us to be the one to do so. Again, they've got one more buy in hand. And all they serve to do by sitting back and resting on this is strengthen the buy of SK. Because this will be a 3rd round loss bonus as it is. So even though, oh, take that back, excuse me. It's only gonna be a second. Either way, they'll go. Molotov's down, Get Right's held at bay. Taco, they know he's inside of the pit, but they can't find the angle toward him. Get Right's got to time this. Bolt's good shot. Now it's Get Right. Pinched between them, and Taco rushes through. They'll all stay alive, and NiP is going to have to consider this double situation. They didn't get it picked back up. Fur had rotated over early, so the second op stayed on the ground. The question is, do they buy it or not? Because NiP is timing out for that exact reason.
Match will be paused. Money still available here. It is going to be the single orb situation for SK. Aggressive plays towards Banana. It's the double orb setup that prevails though. Fallen went down. Fur picked it up. He hits the shot. Cold Zero chimed in at the exact same time, following them towards A. It's another situation 4-on-2 where NiP are just trying to damage SK as much as they possibly could, knowing in the rounds next they've got money to buy and they'll look to shut them down here. One more round for double digits on SK's side. 13-9 right now as Threat starts to deliver information as to what he thinks has to happen at this point. Terrorist will be buying into this one for sure. No orb for them, but they have got a decent amount of utility. 5 AK-47s. SK still struggling somewhat, the UMP coming through. And here we go into the next round.
Getting aggressive. Back turn. Oh, Exist, he needs to be ready for this. Flashed off, thankfully, at the right time. That could have been dangerous.
Completely blind. Hold W, get towards D steps and hope for the best. Fallen, as I said, having a nightmare on Inferno. Goes from bad to worse. Gives up that kill essentially for free. Now, NiP have been gifted opportunity to hold up, bleed out the utility, and go in as a 5-man unit.
Will have to be cautious and back away solo toward Banana without falling.
The reason that's such a bad play from Fallen is because he's got no one with him. That full commitment, pushing with the flashbang, sure, he's trying to get that first pick, but the fact no one else is with him, it's just a death sentence at that point, and it will go down, and there's so much time to work with.
You say that, but the last time in my memory that 2 players pushed from SK down Banana, they gave away a map point.
I know exactly what you're referring to, yes.
Yeah, with Phelps and Fur.
I mean, the barrels are going to back him up as he goes in. Full commitment towards the B side, though. It's raining fire, and Fur to defend can't do anything about it. As this takes him down, that's going to be a safe call right now. Can't even attempt this retake, it's over.
That's a great execution. What a timeout call from NiP. They respond with full execution once they get Banana control, and they'll do it entirely for free as well. 3 players to save on SK's side. That'll give them a bye in the next round. They importantly keep the AWP. But it's the 3 Molotovs, which SK themselves used to throw. The counter to that was place someone in emo. They've got the additional one that goes that position. I like how Fur, in some sort of symbolic, poetic way, stood inside the water of the fountain, hoping like, well, I can't get caught on fire here.
Well, he didn't get on fire, but he did get very flashed, and down he went. That's why Molotovs are so important in CSGO. It's areas of the bomb site you don't have to look towards. So you're Molotoving towards emo, new boxes, first oranges. Your players don't need to look in those positions. You're looking at the boost spots, you're looking at the fountain, you're looking at some extent cores, but that'll be smoked, and it means your star players get in there, find those entry kills, and now NiP, they're very close to doing this. 14-9. The money still is strong for SK though. Remember, they saved 3 players there. They had to give in as the crowd comes to life at the same time.
Money strong for this round, but only this round for SK. If NiP put this on map point, that could be enough. And they'll go again without the op. They'll go again with the 5 AKs, and I expect they'll go again toward Banana to get control early, or at least hold the CTs at bay and not have the freedom of rotation to stack up the A side. And it's exactly that. Rez gets toward the top of the smoke. They'll spam off the corner. As a result, they go inside of the site, and early, they'll commit to the boost because they have to get ready for a crossfire, having no information toward Banana in the bottom of mid. And Fallen cannot leave Fur on his own. So a small positional victory for NiP early.
Indeed. Far and Fallen to defend. Fallen on the rifle this time. It's Cold Zero, the primary orb. Fallen's having absolute shocker. He's currently sat on 8 kills, 18 deaths, and this is normally one of his absolute best maps. It's another full B execution here, Matt. We've got the 3 Molotovs, we've got the 3 smokes. Watch them rain in. This could be the final play to get NiP on series point, grand final point. The fire comes through, and can they make it happen?
The difference is the boost at new box. And Fallen, he's the difference. In fact, he goes forward of it. If you're going to flame off the site, he'll get in your face. Get Right finally gets him down, but the boost for Fur, it never extinguished, or at least lit up below him, I should say, because he catches it off. That's a good counter for SK, and it's a back-to-back similar strategy. They were ready for it.
They're absolutely ready for it. We described that boost previously in the first half. It means you're safe against the fire and the flashbangs, and the teams won't necessarily be pre-firing that position. It's now a 4-on-2. Draken and Forrest are trying to convert this to a victory once again, try and do as much damage as you possibly can. The bomb is there, Taco watching the flanks, and we'll see if they can get the opening pick here as Draken commits towards the coffins, finds not the first, it's first to take his teammate down, and that should be the round concluded now. He gets another. He makes it expensive, but still it's Fallen coming out on top there. The first 2 frags, and we said a very quiet game from him so far, but that's one of the most important kills he's had yet.
And if I'm not mistaken, there is a Molotov that actually lands on top of the box and spills over, but the issue with it is it actually leaves a gap in the corner that you can still play from. So it's kind of a trade-off. You almost need a 5th one if you want to throw that. It's a tough position to cover. But Fallen getting so far forward inside of the smokes, cutting out from CT connector. You're right, though. They made it expensive, and NiP has a bet of 4 rounds. So even if...
Well, that's what they're force buying here. They've only got 2 smokes and an HE grenade with 4 AKs and UMP, but they know if they win this, it's over.
Ooh, good shot cold, but Draken's able to trade it. No one else at the arch able to re-peek. Bad timing to switch to the AWP because Bolts was posted in front of the library. Re-peeks immediately. Get right. At least gets 1 for 1. He found Bolts before going down. If he had gone down for free, it would have been much worse. They are still down, in fact. They're just 1 remaining as Forrest gets a kill, but Fur finds him immediately after. 14-11.
NiP pushing the envelope towards the A-bomb site. They knew if they could just about scrape through that round with the AKs, no utility in UMP, that would be it. The harsh reset would come in for SK Gaming and presumably the entire match itself. But SK keep their heads above water there. Nice work from Taco, holding strong in the pit. It's such a strong position. He gets 2 kills, shuts it down, and now it should be the eco at this point for NiP. Overall scoreline, 14-11. There is enough just about to buy him, as we've got 2 players on the 4K mark. Forrest just beneath that. I would say a partial buy is fine this round, and then you've still got a couple of rounds to work with at that point. If they go all in here, that's when I think they'll be in a lot of trouble. They've got to just give it and allow SK to get strong in terms of their finances once again. I think we might see maybe a few upgraded pistols. They force this one, that could be a game-ruining decision. Oh god, Draken's got the 8, they're going for it.
Wow.
All right then. They are all in with second stage loss bonus.
If you're on round 15, okay, fair enough. But 14, and if you don't at least get I'm going to say 3 kills, you don't do enough damage to the economy to even justify this. This has to be a winning play.
1 smoke, 2 flashbangs. They've got the AKs. Such a brave call from NiP.
The best chance they have with it is early picks based on the fact that SK aren't expecting it, and that's why both pistols are going forward first. If they think it's going to be only pistols, the AKs will stomp in after.
Towards B we go. Smoke spawn, flash over, hope for the best.
Pistols lead. That's all they'll spot originally. The AKs have to strike back for trade. Pistols don't even get shots, but Get Right does get 1 immediately. Rez goes down, trade again. Exactly what they needed, and the 3 AKs are the ones to stay alive. It's by design. And it puts a post-plant situation toward B, but no smokes to cover off the choke points. And as a result, Forrest has to fight forward. All 3 from SK will rotate from CT. 8 shots fired out. Draken's gonna try and pull them toward Forrest. It might work, but they check. Taco doesn't realize it. Shows immediately. Forrest goes 1 for 1. That'll do for now.
Oh, the
because
Get Right.
Oh my god, Get Right. How old school is that? Down Banana. They had no idea why. Why would he be in CT spawn? And it's goddamn Get Right. That's why. Bolts gets found. Draken gets map point, and NiP are almost out of the woods on the series.
Get Right may only get 1 kill, but it's one of the most absolute important ones. All the way down Banana, CT spawn, and you're so right, they had no idea there. They needed someone to step up. 3 AK-47s, they trade equally to the bomb site, and that might be enough to close this one out. 15-11, the money is in the bin for SK. 2 UMPs, 3 pistols, and 1 round separates NiP from the grand final now.
That is bold from Get Right. That is why
it's one of those
been a legend for so long. As soon as they posted up, I didn't even see it. I wasn't even watching it because I didn't expect them to have the balls to look to Banana.
It's one of those plays, if you pull it off, it looks amazing. If it doesn't work out, you look like you've baited your team and it's all gone horribly wrong. But luckily for him, it's the former and he comes out on top, and what a round it was. Now they've got 4 match points to work with it to avoid overtime. Not a single rifle. Surely this is it for NiP.
Force pays off, trade off the pistols. NiP playing with their brains. Fur and Taco. Last attempt. Taco's been quiet.
Do the execution once again, maybe flashed over. It's a good flashbang, does damage, but no kill. 5 on 4. It's Vertigo down. Got the dink on res of the UMP, but it's not enough. It forces the rotation in the form of bolts over towards the B side, and we still have all the utility for the terrorist forces here. All we have for SK, 2 flashbangs, no kits. That's absolutely it. Bolts and Fallen to defend with just CZs between them. Surely not, man. This can't happen.
Fallen's ready for the peak. They're gonna push through. He's blinded up, and Exist looks toward Orange's one. With the smoke's down, they know they've got safety behind them, but watch for the boost. Bolt's going up late, and 3 players crawling over Coffin. They've got their backs turned. They'll turn around all at once.
That was the chance.
A loud scream turns the attention. Fallen tries to sneak in. It was the finals last year on this very stage that NiP took down SK. It's the semifinals this year, and the champions will return. But will it be Cloud9 or FaZe? It's just Taco to find. He's revealed his position, and everyone's heads will reel his direction. As soon as he pulls in, Rez will confirm it appropriately as well. NiP, 16-11, 2-1 over SK, back to the finals of IEM.
The defending champions have done it. What a performance there. They kicked things off, 7-1 down, came back to win the map. They looked outclassed on the second, but looked amazing here on Inferno. We asked ourselves if the young guns can perform here today. Rez and Draken show they can do it on the stage as well in the group stages as well. Commiserations to SK Gaming. That's the end of their run here in the tournament. They go out in the semi-finals. But what a game, Matthew. What a series. Great clutches and a lot of storylines throughout.
Great way to end it. Incredibly disciplined play from NiP.
Absolutely.
Throughout. And some innovation. The Molotov that went toward Emo as well, on top of the 3 that cover off Orange's 1-2 and Nubox.
Great execution.
Perfect addition to that execution as well, because there's already limited space with that many flames down.
Well, there's something about Oakland and NiP that seems to fire them up, and they'll be in the grand finals once again. They'll be there waiting for either Cloud9 or FaZe. But certainly an upset in the semi-final. SK considered the #1 team in the world right now, and NiP seem to be on a resurgence.
A resurgence that takes them back to the final. It's Cloud9 or FaZe that they will play. That is coming up shortly. But what a lurk as well from Get Right when they 4 spot in a desperate round, in a desperate situation economically. And the legend with experience shows us why he is exactly the man so many people fear when he's on his game. And right now, he is on stage with OJ.
He is indeed. We've just been holding hands. You've got very cold hands.
Yeah, it's super cold in here.
It is. But I tell you what is hot is the way you've been playing. What is it about playing here in Oakland that you just seem to rock?
America, man. America.
And what a 3-mapper that was. It went one way, went the other way. It was that archetypal, fabulous CS matchup. I just want to talk about the 25th round where you rushed Banana. That was a ballsy move.
Well, you have to just do some random things sometimes, and this time it worked. It was nothing planned, nothing like that. It was just like, in my mind, I just felt it was like the best move to do since I had low HP and everything. So I was like, I'm gonna rush the whole way. My teammates weren't even replying at first, and then they're like, okay, and then all of a sudden I'm in CT spawn behind it. So it worked out fine, so I'm happy with that move.
There's a sense of deja vu because 12 months ago on this stage, you beat SK in the final to take that trophy home. How much do you feel there's a sense of inevitability that it's going to happen again? Because you're now in the final.
I don't like to be like, I think it's very hard. We're in the stage that we're learning still about each other so much. We're doing a lot of things with Jens, our mental coach, with Fred, our tactical and everything like that. We just want to play CS. We just want to bring back NiP where it's supposed to be. So what happens tomorrow, but what we are aiming for is something bigger.
Who do you think you'll be playing in the final? FaZe or Cloud9?
I don't know.
Good answer. Final question for you. The chicken that got killed by Taco. What are your thoughts on that?
I always like my chickens. I don't like when people kill it. So I don't know. It's a bad move of him, you know. Like, I know that he's Taco, you know, that thing, but you can't kill chickens just because of that.
Power to the chickens. Listen, it's been fabulous watching you play. I look forward to seeing NiP tomorrow. The victors in our first of our semi-finals. It is Get Right and Ninjas in Pyjamas, which sets it up beautifully. We have another semi-final for us here today in the fabulous Oracle Arena. The crowd has been immense. The next semi-final is